McCaffrey. It is so good to have you with us on Undisputed. And what I love about this dynamic is that you guys have a relationship. You've known each other for a while. So, Shannon, take it away.
I've known him all his life. He grew up in the locker room. I played with his dad, Ed McCaffrey, and his mom, Lisa, used to bring him to training camp every summer. And he and I would play Power Rangers. I mean, he'd have all his Power Rangers lined up.
Really?
So how, like...
How old?
He couldn't have been more than two, maybe three, 2 or 3 tops.
2 or 3. I was a green Power Ranger.
Yeah. Well, he wanted to be the green. I wanted to be the one, whichever one he said he was, that's the one I would be. I think we got a picture.
Yes.
That was Super Bowl 33. Wow. If I'm not mistaken, that's 1999. So what, you're like 3?
I was 3.
3
years old.
Wow. So I've known him all his life, Skip, and to see, look at that picture and to see what he's grown up into. Now, I'm so happy. I'm so proud of him because, like I said, I've known him all his life. I know his mom and dad, and they're just great people.
How much did it help you to grow up in an NFL locker room? Because we've seen it before with Ken Griffey and Barry Bonds and Peyton and Eli. What did it mean to you? Did it launch you to have that background and upbringing?
Absolutely. I think it was something that I took full advantage of. I think you see a lot of people who grow up in a household where their father or their mother were a big-time athlete, whatever it may be, and they don't take advantage of it. They have too much pride. And I think one thing that my parents did a great job of with myself and all my brothers is constantly trying to be better and using somebody like my dad. The fact that I was in the locker room with guys like Shannon and being able to learn from that, to see how they went about their business, and to pick my dad's brain whenever I needed to. That's a huge advantage that I definitely took to heart and took serious.
So I'm assuming the first time you stepped on a Pop Warner field, you're thinking in the back of your mind, I'm a McCaffrey. My dad does this. My mom was really good at what she did. I think your great-grandfather was a world-class sprinter?
Yep.
And you step on the field and you just think, I'm just better. I can do this, right?
Well, when I first started playing, I begged my parents, and really the main reason I got into it wasn't even my dad. It was my older brother played, and he was the best brother, and still is. But I wanted to do everything he did. Yeah. I hung out with him and his friends all the time, and I knew he played, and I was at the age yet, I think I was 6, they wouldn't let you play tackle yet. So I begged and begged, and as soon as I turned 7, I finally put some pads on, and ever since then, it's been my heart.
When we look at this, we don't see a whole lot of you, Christian. We don't see a whole lot of white running backs. And for you to be all pro at 2 different positions and to see what you've become, why, how?
Oh, man, that's such a broad answer. I think there's so much that goes into the game.
Right.
There's so much time I take, off the field and behind the scenes of taking care of my body and the way I train and the hours that I put in, not just at the facility, but when I come home. And as you know, individual success is great, and you can break records and you can set high standards and achieve all these individual goals. But at the end of the day, football to me is the best sport in the world because it is such a team sport.
Yep.
And team success makes you happy. Right. I've experienced it. When I've had a lot of individual success and our teams won, not a lot of individual success and our teams lost, and vice versa. And the happiest I've ever been, and I think that the best locker rooms are when you're winning. So, everything I do is always pertinent to what can I do to help the team win. And if that happens to be, obviously the other stuff comes and it helps, and I set individual goals, and I want to reach those, and I work as hard as I possibly can every day to achieve them. But you want to win in the game of football, and that's the ultimate measure.
Do you feel you get the credit that you deserve?
I don't think it matters to me anymore. I used to feel, it used to, for sure, yeah, for sure. I used to feel very slighted. I used to feel like I was never given enough credit, and I stopped worrying about all that stuff. I stopped worrying about what anybody or this guy or that guy was saying about me, and I started just focusing on me and where I see myself and my process, and slowly all of it goes away. But at the end of the day, I love playing football. I don't play football for anybody's opinions, good or bad. I'm very appreciative if it is good. But you learn from it, you move on, and every player in the NFL has been slighted in some sort. And that's what I learned. Everybody's been counted out at some point. And it's a great thing when you see guys who were, make it to where they are. You look at, a guy like Tom Brady.
Right.
He could say the same thing. Nobody's saying anything about him now. So it's, it comes and goes. You just got to ignore it.
So I will be the first to admit publicly, I was wrong about one aspect of your game. At Stanford, it seemed like, especially your final year, you're getting beaten up running between the tackles. And that was the obvious knock. Can you do that in pro football at a high rate of carries? Well, not only have you done it for 2 years, you've played every single game without getting hurt, and you have led the league the last 2 years in yards per carry between the tackles for those with high carries, 150-plus carries. That is extraordinary to me. Of all the things you've done, that's the most impressive. I know you took it pretty personally and seriously when you came into the league. I can show you I can do this. How did you pull that off and stay as healthy as you did?
Wow, it's a multitude of reasons. I think the way you take care of yourself, your process. Anytime I'm not at the facility, when I'm home, somebody's treating me. I got a good team of 5 or 6 people who help me out with my diet, who help me out with my blood work and chiropractor and soft tissue guys and trainers, and that's my job, and I've learned to love that part of it. When you think about it, football is the best sport in the world. When I'm not in season, I get to work out and be healthy and take care of myself. That's a heck of a job, and I've learned to enjoy it and kind of find my formula of what works and what doesn't. I take pride in that, and everything I do is surrounded around winning football games.
Is that the new evolution? Because when your dad and I played, you went to the chiropractor, you got stretched, you got a massage, and that was it. Now you're talking about diets. Now you're talking about blood work. You're talking about physio, and you're talking about you got a team of 5 or 6 that's basically around the clock. Is that the evolution of the NFL now?
Absolutely. I think you see it, and teams are starting to do it too, where they're bringing in guys and. I think it's so important, and you see what multiple guys around the league. I've talked to guys and see what they do, and everybody has somebody outside the facility. It's so hard for trainers to treat 53 guys in a work day. So you have to go outside and do stuff if you want to. If you truly want to be healthy all the time. Football's a lot more fun when you're 100% on Sundays.
Better believe it.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.